This week we feature a very engaging business mover, a young and dynamic IT professional. This trailblazer has put the Philippines on the IT map, at least in this part of the region, and pretty soon, we hope, on the bigger international stage.
If Raymond Racaza looks young, that's because he is. Full of bluster and boundless energy, brimming with ideas in information technology, and passionate about what he does. Raymond, along with three friends, started Surpass, perhaps now the biggest IT company in the Philippines. He graduated with a degree in information technology from De La Salle University.
So I've always been a computer geek since I was a young boy. I've been in love with computers ever since I could remember. Grade school, I was one of the first guys to have like a colored monitor, a colored printer. So that actually spurred my entrepreneurial spirit. So I've always been a serial entrepreneur as well, even though when I was a young boy. So very different. Again, my siblings and I were very different. I'm the only entrepreneur in the family. I'm the youngest in the family as well. So IT, computer geek, that fascinated me, growing up. So I assembled computers. These were the 386, 486 computers back then. So I found it as a hobby, a very nice hobby. Then I started all these small businesses, even from stickers. Even in high school, I had like a sticker business in high school. I had like a computer assembly business in college. So very entrepreneurial, but nothing really grand. But I had that entrepreneurial drive ever since, and I knew what I wanted.
He said it was probably his dad, a self-professed computer geek himself, who sparked his interest in computers. He assembled computers as a young man, buying all the parts needed and building up the computers part by part. He also knew that the course he took in college was what he wanted to do with his life, and it was quite a journey.
I also started my career as a programmer. So that's what I wanted. I always wanted to be a programmer. Started off with a company called IMI, so Integrated Microelectronics in Laguna. So I'm very fortunate to be in that situation to be a programmer. Then I was seconded to a group called IAYALA. So I was one of the guys tasked to do research and development. This was back in around year 2000, where I was one of the first Filipinos to ever deploy mobile internet in the country. So when everybody was focused on laptops, everybody was focused on desktops, the dot-com boom was happening then, we were fixated on mobile back in the day. We started the company, so the company is called Surpass. We started the company in 2001. We left the comforts of corporate setup, a corporate job, to start this venture. And what you see today is very different from how we started. We started with very, very humble beginnings. We started our company with 62,500 pesos. That's it. That's all the money I had saved up back in the day, and all the way to where we are today. All the way to when we listed the company in 2014. We didn't have any debt. We had no investors. Literally, out of that small amount of money, we were able to grow, which shows you the type of discipline in the humble beginnings of our company.
The three friends set up shop in the garage of an old law office of the dad of one of them. All they had was 62,500 pesos money that Raymond had saved up, and 3 personal laptops. Raymond says that he was very fortunate to have done research and development in 2000 for a big company that employed him. The 3 partners knew with complete certainty that the evolution to mobile handsets was inevitable. In emerging markets like the Philippines, not too many can afford expensive laptops, so they knew from the cost perspective as well as from the access perspective that mobile data would very soon be affordable. In no time, phones will be smarter, cheaper, and faster. But they did not have it so easy in the beginning.
If you would ask me, of course, the risk was high back in 2001 because, unlike today, when you hear all these terms called angel investors, startup funds, they're like venture capitalists, incubators. Back in the day, there were none. All we had were ideas, a lot of confidence, and we felt that we had, the world was our oyster, even though we didn't have a lot of resources then. And in that unwavering belief that we knew that success was inevitable, it was definitely a risk then, because you're leaving the comforts of a steady paying job from a big corporation, very big corporation, it's one of the big conglomerates in the country, and starting literally from nothing. We literally just brought our own computers from our houses. That's it. We couldn't even afford our own computers. We couldn't even afford to buy computers. So we just had the parents, what my parents gave me, the computer my parents gave me is what we used to start this company. And I got I would say my love for computers from my dad, because he's also a self-professed computer geek himself. So I got that from him. I'm very grateful for that.
The success of smartphones and his company's role in it as pioneers in the mobile field is a source of great pride for Raymond. While everyone was focused on laptops and desktops, Surpass had its eye on mobile technology.
Because we're breaking new ground, we're defining the landscape as we speak. So just like any other technology, when you introduce it, and people haven't adopted to it yet, there's a curve that you have to go through. There's an adoption rate that you have to go through. So it was actually tough back in the day. Of course, we had to convince people on why you have to go mobile, and why you have to be entertained on mobile. But we stuck through it, and we knew, and then one hit product and one successful project led to another.
And so Raymond and his group worked directly with top corporations, creating new and exciting products, packaging them, and eventually launching them to the operators.
The project that defined us, that really started, one of the hit projects was this was back in 2003 when we launched Jollibee Bihata. So it was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was one of the first mobile campaigns that Jollibee ever implemented. So, and it was in partnership with Coca-Cola. So it was I would say a groundbreaking project for us, because we were a young company, and they gave us a shot in launching this, and it was a big hit. And then we worked with a lot of big corporations as well, a lot of fast-moving consumer goods companies. We worked with them. So one project led to another, and it's all about, we always say that it's all about doing what you're supposed to do, which is a good job.
They obviously take great pride in their work. They make sure that what they deliver is even beyond the expectations of the client. They named the company Surpass because of what this word basically means: to surpass and go beyond expectations. And that is why he doesn't feel that what he is doing is really work. It is indulging a passion and reaping rewards for it.
If people find joy, let's say if they are basketball players, getting paid for playing basketball and doing what they do, I feel as though I'm in that situation where I'm very fortunate to be compensated. I love what I do. I find great joy in creating, having an idea, and in launching it, and seeing it to life, and then launching it in the market. So that's one of the joys that I have.
Surpass has evolved in so many ways, from its humble beginnings to where it has branched out today.
One of the companies that we have that we're very, very proud of is a company called Celeb, which was also a company that we started from the ground up. So this is in partnership with one of the most I would say recognizable figures in show business. So the partners here are Ann Curtis, Kuya Kim Atienza, Isabel Daza, and Erwan Yusuf. It basically started off with one breakfast. One morning we were talking about services, and we knew each other because we were from the same triathlon team. So that's one thing as well, that I love sports. I'm in love with endurance sports. I've dedicated so much, I would say, blood, sweat, and tears into that, I would say, hobby, or I would say sport. So it started off one day, we're talking about it, and then that light bulb moment happened. We figured out that, hey, wow, why can't we create mobile games wrapped around you? Meaning, you take the country's most recognizable figure, get a proven games concept, and voila, you've got a hit.
Raymond has never doubted the talent of the Filipino in information technology. We have a lot of good programmers in the land, but what we lack is innovation to steer the IT landscape at home to be world-class. We need unique ideas to get there, and that is what Raymond is hoping to achieve. He dreams of putting the Philippines in the world technology map. Because Surpass started small, he also recognizes the plight of our MSMEs and contributes to their development.
Right now, as we evolve from a lot of content, we're also in the process of creating platforms, for example. So again, SMEs is one of the things. It's also one way, like for example, from a personal note, one way for us to give back, because we started as a small enterprise. So I actually give advice, and I would give talks to these SMEs. Education as well. I'm very big on education, because I think that's a great equalizer for our country, and for a company like ours, like Surpass. We're all about mental capital. It's the next generation. We don't have the ideas or the currency of our business. Mental capital. So the key for our organization is manpower. So that's why we need talented individuals. We're blessed with talented individuals, talented programmers, and talented developers that are part of our organization.
Ideas are the currency of their business, and hard work is the engine that propels them. Raymond believes that he should lead by example. When they were starting off with just the three of them in the office, Raymond remembers how no job was too small for him.
In the morning, I would present. We would present, pitch ideas. In the afternoon, I'd remove my polo, wear a t-shirt, and be the messenger and collect. Write the receipts. If there are any government, I would say, licenses, or any government, I would say, you go to, let's say, the local government to get a permit, for example, I'd be the one to line up there. So there's no task too big or too small in an organization, because I literally went through everything, even the finance, even human resources. Again, we're big on human resources. We grew our company from 3, and today we're over 900 employees now.
In 13 years, they have really grown, and now they are training their sites on other countries in the region. Their first stop in this new journey is Indonesia, which he says has the same market conditions and dynamics as the Philippines.
As part of our vision is really to, be a world-class player, and we focus on emerging markets. Like the Philippines is an emerging market, so we recently set up shop in Indonesia. So when you look at the market like Indonesia, same market dynamics as the Philippines. So it was a natural progression for us to look at that market. And when you look at Indonesia, it's 2.5 times bigger than the Philippines in terms of population.
What is striking about Raymond is his good sense of the market, recognizing the right timing for technology and the market's acceptance of this emerging technology. He has an acute sense of the growing trend and what consumers want. What is also striking about this young man is his love for endurance sport, which he says is also applicable to business. He recently finished a full Ironman race in Australia.
And the cool thing about sports, for example, or endurance sports, what you learn in sports is very applicable, is highly applicable to business, to work. You'd realize in endurance sports there are no shortcuts. You cannot wing it. Like for example, when you talk about an Ironman race, you're talking about 226 kilometers. And that's like the whole day. So you're talking about a 3.8 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer bike, and a 42 kilometer run in succession. And you train for it. You train for it, you put in the blood, sweat, and tears. And then nothing replaces hard work.
Mental toughness transitions to business, Raymond says, and because the stakes are higher now, he needs to prepare physically and mentally for the rough road ahead. This is what endurance sports have done for him. Raymond sees exciting times ahead for information technology in the Philippines. Smartphones will be cheaper and more Filipinos will be able to afford them. It is inevitable that technology will move forward, and he hopes that his company will be there every step of the way.
Part of it is really building building the capability within the technology that is available. So I think one of the main challenges that actually budding entrepreneurs face is that they lose hope or they lose focus in what they're doing. If you believe in the project, if you firmly believe in it, you keep at it. And the same thing with us. There never came a point, even we had nothing. We started with nothing. There was never a point in our existence that we wanted to give up. We knew that success was inevitable. We kept at it, and it happened. I would say 13 years after we started. Our dream as well is to be the top IT employer in the country. So again, we're big on manpower. We're big on human resources. So it's also evident that one of the focus areas of our company is human resources and creating software for human resources.
An amazing journey indeed for Raymond, Racaza, and Sarpans Incorporated, one of the top IT companies in the land today.